Alrighty, welcome back to IPL Radio. Now we've got something wonderful lined up. We have a very special guest with us, who's come on to share her music. Is she unmuted?
Hello?
Yes, hi, we can hear you. Yes, hi. So,
I'm
yeah, welcome to IPL Radio.
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, welcome to Australia.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This is my first ever Australian interview.
This is our first UK interview too.
Yeah, no, this is our first UK interview. Well, for me anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Look at us.
Nice.
This is fresh experiences for us all.
Yeah.
So I should introduce you. We're talking currently to Nia Nicholls, who is a UK singer-songwriter. Nia, tell us a little bit about yourself, about the story that you're going to tell when you're like big and famous and everyone wants to get to know you. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, I started singing from a very, very young age. Like literally from the moment I could talk, I was just singing. And it wasn't until I was about 10 years old that I started to sing in public because that's when I learned how to play the guitar.
Yep.
And I started writing songs as well. And pretty much I've been going back and forth to Nashville and Memphis since I was 13. And I'm 21 now, so I've been going back quite a lot. And I'm also signed to a little independent record company here in the UK, which was a huge dream come true of mine. And here I am now.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Memphis and Nashville, did you say? That's like way
Yeah.
to go for like country, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that was like one of the main reasons I wanted to go to Nashville, because I heard that Shania Twain went there, Dolly Parton, Taylor Swift. And then we ended up going to Memphis just because we're big Elvis Presley fans and we wanted to go to Grace. And oh my God, I fell in love with Memphis and I've made so many wonderful friends there now. And it just feels like a second home to me now.
Yeah. Okay. So just quickly, apart from the music, what do you really enjoy there?
Oh, I just love the people. I really love the people and the food. I gotta be honest, the food's great.
American food, right? You see it on TV.
Oh yeah,
We can only see it on
it's
TV.
everything.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a chance to listen to some of your music, and like we both like agreed straight away. It had like a really like earlier Taylor Swift vibe, like immediately.
Yeah.
Is that like something?
Oh,
Is that like something that you were like aiming for, or was it just?
Is she an inspiration of yours, or?
Yeah.
like when I was younger, when I was about 8, that's when she kind of came onto the scene. So I definitely think she influenced me as a songwriter. I don't necessarily aim to sound like her, to be honest. But I think it's just because we were both young starting out and we write about the same things, which is just boys and love and love that goes wrong.
Oh.
And I think that's why everyone compares us.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. So what other artists have really sort of influenced your music and inspired you?
I would have to say Shania Twain and also Casey Musgraves. I first heard of her when we first went to Nashville when I was 13. And I just think her songwriting is so great and it's so honest. So I definitely look up to her a lot. And Shania Twain, because I think she's a fantastic performer and I think she's so cool.
Yeah, they're both really great. I used to listen to a lot of them before.
Yeah, I feel like this is more your thing as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Because
for sure.
Yeah. So when you went to Nashville and Tennessee, Nashville and Memphis the first time, what would like? So did you go over there to scope the scene? Was it writing songs? Was it to perform? Like at 13, like that young as well?
Yeah, well, the first time we went there, obviously I was too young to really like go around gigging or anything like that. So we just wanted to get a feel for the place. And everyone said to me before we went, oh, it's not going to be as good as how you think it's going to be. You built it up in your head. But honestly, it was better than what I thought it was going to be. And so that's why we kept going back. And it was the following year when I was about 14 that I first played a gig there. And then when I was 16, I started recording there, which was a really huge experience for me. And I also started writing with other songwriters from like Music Row, and it was such a great time and it was very intimidating, I gotta be honest, being a UK artist going over there and writing with people from Music Row and recording with people who've recorded with Shania Twain, it was insane. So that's kind of how timeline went for me.
Wow, that sounds immense. Like, yeah, that sounds like so daunting as like someone like, someone who's in a creative field, but it also sounds brilliant,
Definitely. Yeah, it was really fun, and it was daunting, but you know what? Everyone is so kind and they're so supportive that you don't realize who you're actually recording with. They just seem like a very nice and friendly person, and they're very encouraging of you, which definitely helped.
Yeah. So have you got any plans in the future? Well, it has to be in the future. You got any plans to come to Australia and share your music down here?
I would love to. I really would love to. My dad used to live in Australia like years and years ago before I was born. And he hasn't come back since, but he always goes on about how much he loved it. And so I definitely want to come out at some point. It would be so much fun.
I mean, I'm biased. We are pretty great, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Like, we're up there, I think. Like, I don't know what else compares,
Love that.
No,
I get you.
So what's your favorite thing about writing music? Is it sort of the
songwriting, the instruments?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, so yeah, what part of the process is the bit that sort of draws you in every time?
I love lyrics, and that's kind of why I gravitated towards country music initially, because they're all about storytelling, and I was so fascinated by how much description they could fit in a 3-minute song. And so I just love lyrics, and I love talking about my feelings without actually having to talk about them.
Yeah, you just put it in song, and then nobody knows about.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't count if it's got music behind it.
Yeah, and if it has a rhyme scheme.
Yeah, you're not really talking about your feelings. It could be anybody's feelings.
Exactly, that's what I say.
Interpretation.
Whenever someone actually asks me about it and they're like, "Oh, is this based on a true story?" I just say, "No, I embellish everything," which is kind of true, also not.
Yeah. It's just like, wow, is
based on true life events?
It's like, yeah, is this story about a broken heart based on this person? No, I just made it up for the song.
I just really love my dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, speaking on that lines, does like music act like a form of therapy, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it definitely does. And, it helps me process things, and it helps me just sort of talk about them. And if there's someone that I like or someone that's really irritating me, I will
Especially that.
Yeah. And I'll play it to them. And they just like have this look on their face like, this sounds very familiar.
That's so funny. Like, I wish I had any semblance of musical talent, because I'll just write diss tracks about all my friends. Like, how much fun would that be? It's like, you know what? You didn't pay me back for that like sandwich I bought you. Here's a 3-minute song. You deserve it.
You know, Bob, I hate you, Bob, from the 3rd grade.
Oh yeah.
I hate that guy. He stole my lunch money, But yeah. So have you always been into country music when you were young, or did you used to like any other genres as well?
I definitely think I always loved country music before I even knew what country music was, because my parents used to play a lot of, I keep coming back to her, but Shania Twain. And I didn't realize that she was country, to be honest, because she has a very sort of pop sound and also kind of rock as well. But I think I have always loved country music, but I do take inspiration from a lot of other genres, because my dad loves rock music, my mum loves everything from the 70s, like the Osmonds and stuff.
His music is so excellently produced, like even now, like on Spotify, when you hear it, it's so crisp.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm obsessed with ABBA. So all these things come into play, and I do take inspiration from a lot of different genres, which I think's the most fun part, really.
That's the best. You can make your own sound out of it, so you won't be like pigeonholed into anything. Like, you can just, take a bit of inspiration, and they're your inspiration. That's what influenced you to write music. So you make your own thing, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because who knows, in the future, you could be the thing that changes the genre.
Yeah.
Because you've sort of mixed in elements from everything else, and then it's like, then country music is different because of your music. That's like an insane concept.
You can even add like an EDM drop in. Like
I love that.
Them doors and like it goes down. Like That's the only country song I know, and it's not like you know what I mean. Like I don't think it's
Old Town Road .3.
Yeah. So I feel like so country music is very American, and obviously you're not American. So what kind of things do you sort of apart from just like, you know, adhering to like the certain melodies and rhythms that you bring in from your own life to make it country, if that makes sense?
So what do you mean?
So I record in my backyard in front
Well,
of the country.
I feel like I feel like country music, like as a genre, is very like American in its way. Like, so
Okay.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know what you
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, like as in, so like
So
as
like
a
adding your own
non-American.
UK flair to like country music.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just like, I don't want to say
What
the
are
wrong
you
thing.
saying,
I've done
Alex?
that before.
I did say a lot of words.
Yeah.
You're correct. I said a lot of words. Some of them not correct. So I don't blame you.
No, that was fine. I just didn't want to say something wrong. I've done that before, and it's so embarrassing.
don't worry.
But yeah, you know, as a UK artist, in country music, it's so different in the UK than how it is in America, because obviously it's an American genre.
Yeah.
But you know, the country music sort of community in the UK is growing, and more people love country music now, which is really cool. And I don't try to fit into the sort of Nashville sound or anything like that, because I'm not from Nashville, and I don't know if they would want a UK artist coming in and trying to do whatever I do.
Do your own thing. Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I think I love Memphis so much, because you know, they're so different. They have blues, they have rock and roll, and I love all of that sort of sound. And so I think that's why I go there more often, just because it's all different, and they don't care that I'm a UK artist. They don't see me as like an English artist or whatever. And that's why I love going to Memphis, because Nashville, it's very I absolutely love Nashville, but they're all about Nashville artists.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's the way it is. But that's why I love Memphis so much, and that's why I go there.
Yeah, fair enough. You get to fit into the fact that there's so many different things there. You've just become one of those things, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and everyone, like, they love the English accent, so
it is one of the better accents. I mean, like, have you heard like an Australian accent? It's just a bit rough sometimes.
As you can tell
love
from
it.
my
I think
fully
it's great.
Australian accent.
Sorry? What did you say? Yeah, I mean, because I'm actually from the UK originally, like back in the day.
Yeah.
So I've spent like just over half my life here, and I don't think I have an accent massively. I don't think so.
Your accent is just reeking off.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. That's
such a
fun.
strong UK accent.
So if you were to ever, like, because I know Australia has like a fairly, not intense, but a fairly focused country group, like genre, doesn't it?
Country genre.
When you
yeah.
think it's like what, Keith Urban and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever come to Australia, there's definitely a crowd that would love to see you.
Oh, that's so cool. And you know what? I forgot that Keith Urban was from Australia.
We do too. We do too. We hardly see the
That's
man.
so
We
cool.
wish he would visit more. He doesn't send us any letters anymore. It's sad.
Unbelievable.
So you said you wanted to perform, right? For us live? You were going to treat us to a...
Yeah.
Oh, yes, guitar was just off screen. Fantastic.
Yes, I got it prepared.
Wonderful. Well, take it away. We'll sit and be admired.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, this is a song that was my last single, and it's a song I wrote after this dream I had where one of my guy friends told me he was marrying this girl who was a psycho. See what I mean about that?
Yeah, you can draw that into your music, and they might not know.
Exactly. So I thought I would write a song about it, and I have a music video for it as well, so please go check that out on YouTube.
Yep.
And this is called Forever Hold My Peace. Let me just make sure. Okay. Can you look me in the eye and tell me that she's the love of your life? She's a cool girl, I'll give you that one. Although her attitude is awful, she's got the face of a model, and I guess you could say I see the appeal. And you're a sweet guy, but that's an understatement. You've got a smile that's amazing and make me laugh when it's raining, and I guess you could forever. You got the matching rings, but can I tell you, boy, you can do better. Can you look me in the eye and tell me that she's the love of your life? Can you pinky promise and swear to God that she's the only one you dream of at night? And if so, if God forbid she's the answer to your prayers and fountain pennies, then I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace. So don't go thinking I'll be waiting on the other end of the phone, honey. I know that she's home and she won't even let us talk no more. I mean, I guess I kind of understand that though. No invitation to your wedding day. Guess she knows I'm your Rachel Karen's watching the vow occasion by saying the wrong name on the church floor. And I'd hate her if I didn't see her side of the story. There's 3 people in this marriage already. Can you look me in the eye and tell me that she's the love of your life? Can you pinky promise and swear to God that she's the only one you dream of at night? And if so, God forbid she's the answer to your prayers and fountain pennies, then I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace. And I won't stand in your way, and I won't beg you to stay. If you choose her, it's the biggest mistake, but I think you already know. It should be me there wearing that white dress. Yes, we've had all our chances, and someday you will regret this, and me, I'll try to move on. But one more thing before I leave, I have to know one thing. Can you look me in the eye and tell me that she's the love of your life? Can you pinky promise and swear to God that she's the only one you dream of at night? Can you look me in the eye and tell me that she's the love of your life? Can you pinky promise and swear to God that she's the only one you dream of at night? And if so, if God forbid she's the answer to your prayers and fountain pennies, then I will forever hold my peace. You won't get nothing from me. I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace. I will forever hold my peace.
Wow. That was great. That was
That
awesome.
was wonderful.
That's going on the playlist.
That is. I'm gonna put that in our playlist. Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was
Thank you.
really good, yeah.
I think one,
Oh, thanks so
I
much.
think one of my favorite bits about that is like because you sing with an American accent, right? And then you have your little
do.
talking part,
Yeah.
and then it just switches. I like.
It's so cool.
I love that so much.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I don't know why I sing with like an American accent. I think it's like I'm actually originally Welsh, and my mum used to go up to America a lot when she was younger, and so I think she's got a mid-Atlantic accent, and she's passed it on to me. Then when I'm singing, it comes out in full force.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
wonderful.
It's a nice contrast, you know?
Yeah. And like, yeah, when you're doing a little speaking part, it just sounds like an internal monologue. I love it.
That's cool.
Love that. Thank
Yeah, that
you.
was
So did you write that song recently, or
I actually wrote that song Christmas Eve 2020. I remember it just because it was Christmas Eve, but I released it in October of last year, so it's a fairly recent release. Yeah.
Because it's really well written. Like, how long did it take for you to write that song? Like the process of it?
Probably like 20 minutes because
Really?
songs to me, they come
That's
they come pretty
Snappy.
quick. Yeah, I mean, songwriting for me comes pretty quickly, and if I have a lot to say, it comes even quicker.
Okay.
So that's probably 20 minutes.
So when you're writing as well, do you think of the lyrics first, or do you start with the melody first?
Definitely the
Oh,
lyrics,
yes, okay.
because I'm a lyrical person, I'd say, but the melody usually follows like alongside it or shortly after. But yeah, usually the
Like,
lyrics.
do you like envision the melody, or like does it just, you're playing on the guitar and like, oh, this is a good chord structure that goes with the song, or like, like, can you imagine the melody
I
when
know
you're
you-
like writing the lyrics? Sorry, I'm a musical person as well, so
I can tell,
Yeah.
sir.
yeah.
Love that. Yeah, sometimes it's usually a bit of both. Like for Forever Hold My Peace, the melody came with the lyric, can you look me in the eye? Like
Yeah.
that little hook. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I just have to make it up, but sometimes it comes with it.
That's cool. Did you also do like a lot of like poetry or something in school, which like kind of helped you with, or like poetry in your spare time, or did it lead to like songwriting?
Yeah, before I actually learned the guitar, I really wanted to like write songs, but obviously I didn't have an instrument to play with it, so I would pretty much just write poems. And I loved it because again, it's all about the words, and I just thought it was so cool. And then as soon as I learned the guitar, I was like, right,
Awesome.
here we go.
Knuckle cracking noise. There we go. We'll fill it in for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll add the sound effects.
Yeah. Well, Tris will add it in post. Don't worry. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Do you also play any other instruments as well? Do you play the piano or?
I do play the piano, and I also have a banjo.
Yes,
I
I was
don't
going to ask
really
that question. I was
Yes.
going to ask that question. Does she have a banjo? That's like the
I
question
do,
every
I
country artist gets asked. Do
Yeah.
you have a banjo and a triangle?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
tambourine.
I played. I know. I played the banjo once at a gig last summer, and I really want to play it again because
Okay.
it just looks so cool.
Yeah. When you see people playing it, it's like electric. Like just how fast
No,
everything's
the
going.
strings are really like thin though. Like they're
Yeah.
really like delicate. Like
Yeah.
compared to like a guitar string, which
Yeah.
are like nylon. But like they're really, because I went to a music store a few days ago, and like the banjos there, I was like, these strings are so like fragile,
Yeah.
Like-
It's wonderful watching people
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah,
though,
just to play the banjo. Is it similar to playing the guitar?
You know, my guitarist will kill me for saying this. I say it is, and he's like, no, it's not. And I tried to use a pick with my banjo, and he was like, you cannot use a pick with these strings because, as you said,
They're really like
fragile.
they're really fragile. Yeah, they feel like they can like snap like really easily. Like,
Yeah, and so having like a plastic pick probably doesn't help that. And my guitarist was like, you need to put that away.
he's like
Oh,
a banjo
you can't do
purist.
this.
Like,
You broke the sacred
you
code
broke the
of
sacred code
banjos.
banjo. Are there a lot of
Yeah, he
banjo
was like, "You're
players
embarrassed."
like in Nashville? Like, what's the ratio of banjo players in the population?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Every person that I came across could either play the guitar really, really
Okay.
well, or they play banjo really, really
Nice.
well. It's like every person there can
Yeah.
play or a fiddle.
Oh yes,
And it's
the
insane
fiddle.
because some
Yes.
themselves as musicians and they can play the guitar insanely well, better than me. And I'm thinking, what? How are you not a musician?
Yeah.
I say. But it was really cool to see everyone out there and how well they play these
Yeah, for
instruments.
sure.
So what's the next step, I imagine? Like where do you want to take your music? Where do you want to take yourself in terms of songs and the musical life, I guess?
Yeah, well, I have a few singles ready to go already, which I'm really excited about. And I'm also hoping to go out to the States this summer,
Awesome.
just to do more gigging, maybe co-write and, network, as they say.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Just see where it And that's kind of it, really. That's my plan at the moment. Go to the States. I have a couple of shows lined up in the UK that are bigger than what I normally play, which I'm really excited about, but also very nervous about.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens with
That's
it all,
cool.
and it should be a good year.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing her name just like pop up now, and I can be like, wait, I interviewed
we
her back in
interviewed
the
her,
day.
yeah.
This is amazing. But yeah, we've got any other
Thank you.
questions?
Um,
Anything else?
Not at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's been a wonderful chat. I've had a really good time talking to you. We're going to play your song, If You Want to Sign, the radio edit version. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this song before we play it?
Yeah, okay. Well, this is a song that I wrote back in the summer, and I wrote it kind of about love triangles and how awful crushes can be sometimes, because it's not like some fairy tale movie where you end up with them. It's real life, and these things don't happen. And I kind of wanted to write a song about how rubbish crushes can feel.
Yeah. I get it. Don't worry.
I was playing the song like when I picked my sister up from school. She vibes with it, so you got the approval from my sister. So she really liked it.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, thanks. Oh, say thank you to her for me.
Sure. Well, before we let you go, what do you plug your socials, plug everything. Tell us what's coming up next.
Okay, well, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, I'm on it, and it's just Nia Nicholls. I'm also on TikTok, which is new for me, and I'm not great at it, but I'm trying.
That's all you can ask.
I'm also, I'm on YouTube and also Spotify, and again, it's all just Nia Nicholls.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us on the show. I look forward to hearing more about you in the future.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I had a great time.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, this is Nia's song, If You Want to Sign. We'll be right back in a little bit.